Welcome to Healing Girl Summer with Mackenzie and Haley.
Welcome back, you guys. This is actually Real Talk About Feminism podcast, but as you can see from the title of our episode, we are going to be talking about our Healing Girl Summers because we have had a lot of life changes.
And none of which we have talked about on here.
Nope. So we're going to be kind of spilling some tea today, answering some questions. Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yes, it'll be really interesting. So this is our lifestyle episode this month, and we switched it because we felt that the Roe v. Wade situation was better to have first. So this is coming out not the first week of the month, but the second week, but it is our lifestyle episode. So just to clarify that, and we're going to be getting really vulnerable here, more so Ken's, not to throw you under the bus right away, but this is a really vulnerable episode. So that's why Ken's came up with the title Healing Girl Summer. We are in our healing era, and so we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, before we get into that, we are going to give our obsessions of the week. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Let me grab mine. If you're watching on YouTube, my obsession of the week is ASMR for you guys. My pink Five Below cup. It was $5 at Five Below.
She was like, should I get this? And I was like, no, you're never going to use that. Literally, use it every day.
Use it every day. I drink so much water now. And because I went through a phase, we were talking about this yesterday. I went through a phase for like 3 weeks where I just was so dehydrated.
And honestly, when you have a cute cup, it makes you drink more water.
I don't know what it is. Yeah, so it actually, this was my, I settled for this Five Below cup because I was on the hunt for a Stanley cup. And then I was like, wait a second, I'm literally like, I do not need to spend, what is it, like
$40.
$40 on a Stanley cup. It's the same exact thing. And honestly, like, it's really big and bulky. And I'm just justifying.
I still want a Stanley
I know,
cup.
I want one too, but I'm trying to make myself feel better. So we went to Five Below, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get this cute pink cup, and I drink so much water, and I use it all the time, and I love it.
I honestly think I should get one.
Yeah, it is the best purchase I've made in a long time. So that is my obsession of the week.
My obsession is my self-tan and my whole like self-tan routine, which I have to credit to you because you are the original self-tan queen. You are the one that turned me on to it. Tanologist specifically.
Yeah. Okay.
Just because it's so easy to do. But like literally I did this last night where I like did my full shower, I shaved, I exfoliated, I did everything, and then I put self-tan on. And I just like, I don't know if you can tell, like if you're watching on YouTube, but like I look so much tanner.
Can we just say that she's glowing?
I feel like I am, and I feel like I'm like 50 times more confident.
No, you really are. Like honestly, not that comparison is good in any circumstance, but like honestly, put our arms up. I don't have any self tanner on. Okay,
you can't really
tell, but like honestly, like I feel like self tanner makes the biggest difference in your face.
Yes,
it just gives you that sun kissed glow.
Yep.
And Tanologist, I highly recommend. It lasts for a good amount of time.
Yeah, seriously, because I was originally using Saint Tropez, I think is the brand, and it's like the mousse foamy one, and it was just difficult to put on, which is why I never really did it. But with Tanologist, you literally just spray it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really convenient.
Yeah. So before we went to New York, which we have not talked about the fact that we went to New York.
How have we not talked about that?
Yeah, we'll have to do a story recap or something like that. But before we went to New York, I needed the medium. Tanologist is just not really doing it for me anymore. But I'm convinced now that they don't have a dark one because I can't find it anywhere.
I don't know, but I'm wearing medium and it
looks
working.
It looks really good, but I feel like my skin got used to it, and so the medium doesn't really work on me anymore.
I don't think it does that. I told you that.
I know, but trust me, like I think I need a darker shade. And so I was trying to get that at Target before we went to New York, but they only had this other one. It was like a foam one, and it was like $20. I used it one time. I'm gonna use it again, obviously, but I've only used it once, and it used like a fourth of the bottle.
Yeah, it's
so
ridiculous.
Literally, like,
look on Amazon.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get the Tanologist there, but that's the only other self tan I've used other than Tanologist, and I do not recommend. So Tanologist all the way.
All the
way.
I
love that for you.
Not sponsored at all. We just love it.
Yeah.
Why don't we just talk about New York?
Okay.
Because everyone knows we went. So, We went 2 weeks ago? Yeah, 2
Yeah,
weeks
2.
ago.
Mhm.
And Haley and I and then one of our other sisters flew out on Sunday morning. We literally got to the airport at like 3 AM, left the
Mhm.
house like 2. And then we flew into LaGuardia, and it was so fun because we spent 3 days there.
It was 3 full
Yeah,
days.
3 full days. But it was fun because we had our whole family there, and it was a really cool opportunity for our dad at work.
Mhm.
They rang the NASDAQ bell. Is that
Mhm.
how you phrase
I think
it?
so,
I think
yeah.
so. But anyway, so like that was a really cool experience to watch that happen. And it was just fun to like unplug, be on a vacation,
Yeah.
and be in like my favorite city in the world. So it was awesome.
Yeah, honestly, it was so fun.
And also it was my birthday over there.
Yeah, it was her birthday on the Monday that we were there, so it was the first full day,
Mhm.
and that's when we went to
We did
Central
Central
Park?
Park
Yeah.
and we stayed in Times Square.
Mhm.
So that was a cool experience.
Yeah, I really liked the hotel that we stayed in.
Yeah. I thought it was good.
Yeah, it's called Row NYC. I would recommend it.
Yeah, it was good. It was a room. I mean, like we were literally there at night.
I think we had a really good view, and it
Mhm.
was also a younger crowd, so
Mhm.
if you wanna go and meet people, then I think it's a cool hotel to stay at.
Yeah, we definitely could have if we tried.
Yeah, if we tried, but we just literally went to our rooms after because we were so tired. But yeah, it was so fun. Like we got to see so much.
Yeah, we in Central Park there's that lake. I forget what it's called, but we did the boats on there, which
Mhm.
was so fun.
Yeah, and I was a paddle queen,
You were. You were. You
honestly.
paddled us. You
Yeah,
should post some of the videos because it was so funny.
we'll have to post some of the videos and the pictures and everything. We will be posting you'll see some content on our
Mhm.
Instagram because we took some really cute filler pictures. So yeah, you'll keep an eye out for that, but we'll post some stuff on the story just because we have a lot of fun content. We won't overload you guys, but it was a really fun trip.
It was really fun. Um, let's just tell them about our trip back because it was
Oh
a
my
nightmare.
gosh. Okay,
You
yeah.
guys, literally, it was an extra day of travel, a full 24 hours of extra travel. So
Mhm.
we had a flight scheduled Wednesday night. We were supposed to get back home at like 12:15 a.m. So basically, like early Thursday morning.
Mhm.
And we literally went through security. Our flight had gotten delayed while we were in security. And so we were going to have to go to the ticket counter and talk to them about changing our layover flight, right?
Yeah.
So we got up to the counter and then we're there for 2 minutes. And then they canceled every single Southwest flight. Every single one. And they were like, go to the baggage claim and pick up your bags. And of course, everyone was pissed. And so we all started walking to the baggage claim. And basically, it was just a nightmare because the soonest flight that we could get back was 12:30 p.m. the next day.
Mhm.
So we had to get a hotel, which they didn't comp us for. They didn't comp us for any travel expenses. So that was like another Uber we had to pay for,
Ugh.
another meal. Like it was just so ridiculous because it was an extra day and they didn't do anything about it.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy, and we were very thankful that we had a place to stay that night.
Yeah.
It was a little bit
It was
nasty.
not one of the best hotels we've stayed at. I literally woke up with bug bites.
Yeah, Kent woke up with bug bites. We both showered that night because it was bad.
Mhm.
And like again, I don't want to sound ungrateful because our parents paid for the hotel. They gave us a place to
Yeah, and
stay.
yeah, seriously, because we were like, "No, we'll just sleep at the airport. It's fine. It's fine." They were like, "No, no, no. We're not gonna let you guys do that."
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they were like, we're very thankful. But it was the only hotel in that area.
literally the
Literally
only
the
hotel.
one. And that's where everyone went.
Mhm.
Like there was such a long line to check in. We checked in earlier than everyone else. But anyways, yeah, the hotel, it was just very interesting. There were some nasty things in the shower and but we had a place to stay. I slept really well that
I
night.
did too.
We got piercings.
Yeah, we both got cartilage
Yeah, so
piercings.
if you can see it, mine is like really out there, so you might be able to see it honestly. It's right here.
Yeah, Haley, ours are both on our left ear.
Yeah.
But it was so spontaneous and spur of the moment because we were just walking around Chelsea Market and it was like a cute indoor farmers market basically is how
Yeah.
I would describe it. And there was a piercing booth and we were like, no way, because we were literally talking about getting piercings in New York like the day
Yeah.
before.
Well, and that morning we were planning on getting piercings that night because there was a piercing shop by our
Yeah,
hotel
yeah.
that was open until midnight.
Hmm.
So we were planning on going there that night.
Yeah, so we were like, we have to do this.
Yeah.
And it was pretty affordable. Yeah, it was great. So we were
I
like,
mean, it was like the same price that if we were to go
that's
to our
true.
piercer. But like they were good piercers.
Yeah.
They didn't use a gun, like everything is perfect. So that was really fun and spontaneous. But that night when we slept in the hotel, we both had our airplane pillows. Like if you're a piercing girl, like you cannot sleep on
Still
it.
sleeping on my travel pillow when I
Yeah.
sleep on my left side.
Yeah, same. So I just have my travel pillow on my bed, but I slept so well that night because I had my travel pillow, my ear was protected in my sleep. Like it was a really nice
Yeah.
night.
No, it was fine. Like we got Chipotle, we DoorDashed Chipotle, which was fun.
Mhm.
So it was great. It was just a nightmare coming back. And that's never happened to me. Well, actually no. That has
It
happened in
has.
Florida.
Uh-huh.
I literally keep blocking that out of my memory.
Yeah,
But
so
it doesn't happen that often.
I feel like I've slept in an airport quite a few times
Yeah,
actually.
you have actually.
I feel like I have really bad luck. And honestly, one of my friends slid up on my story and was like, "Girl, you have the worst travel luck." And I was like, "I know."
Yeah.
Um, but oh, what was I gonna say? I forgot. Oh, no. Okay, so if you go and listen to our travel story episode, we will not bore you guys with another one, trust me, even though we're kind of doing that right now. But our Florida travel stories,
Oh my gosh. That was a nightmare.
that was a nightmare,
That was
but
worse.
no, that was way worse, but all of that craziness happened when we were in Florida, and all of this craziness in New York happened for us when the rest of our family had already flown to Florida.
Mhm.
And so we think that there's some Florida curse.
There's got to be, because literally, like, they flew out Wednesday morning to go to Florida for our sister's volleyball tournament, and they were
Mhm.
just going to make a vacation out of it.
Mhm.
And so they were already there.
Yeah.
And we were stuck at LaGuardia when all this happened. And then to make it even worse, the weather was so bad in Florida that they literally canceled their activities and just came back like 3 or 4 days earlier.
Mhm.
Like they didn't get to do any of their vacation stuff.
Yeah. So basically, there's a Florida curse, and just to add in, the airline completely ruined my brand new
Oh,
suitcase,
that made it worse. Yep.
and that made it a lot worse. But I got $150 flight voucher,
Because she
so
complained.
yeah, because I complained. Which honestly, it was like rightfully so. My suitcase got ripped up, and I know that you were not agreeing with me and complaining, but I got a $150 flight
Yeah,
voucher.
that's fine. That's fine. I was just simply stating, like, if it was me, I just would not even say anything. 'Cause I'm like, whatever.
But here's the thing, like, they wanna keep their customers satisfied, so I knew they were gonna give me something.
Yeah.
And we have some more trips planned at the end of the year. I'd rather have a
Mhm.
flight voucher,
Yeah, that's
so
true.
get that bag, you know?
Get that bag, sis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say the feminist highlight first because I'm actually really excited about this one. This happened very recently. Her name is Katya Ekazareta. I think I pronounced that right.
Ooh.
She's the first Mexican-born woman in space, and like I said, this happened like beginning of June. So this is very recent. When she was growing up, all the time, she told her family and her friends that she was going to go to space one day. And on June 4th of this year, she boarded the New Shepard rocket that was built by Jeff Bezos' aerospace company, and she went off into space.
Wow.
Very cool. Her whole trip was sponsored by a nonprofit called Space for Humanity, and you actually have to apply to it. So she applied, and she was chosen out of 7,000 applicants, and it was people from 100 different countries. So out of all those people, she was chosen.
Wow.
She went to UCLA and received her bachelor's degree in electrical engineering, and she's currently working on getting her master's in electrical engineering from Johns Hopkins.
So
So
she's
she's,
very smart.
yeah, very smart. And she was also an intern at NASA, and she assisted with 5 missions before she actually went into space.
Wow. That is awesome. I love that. We've had a few feminist highlights with, like, space, and
Yeah, and I followed her on Instagram because she's so cute on there.
she's pretty.
Yeah, she's really pretty. She's
Yeah.
cute. And a couple days after she actually went to space, she made this like appreciation post to her husband and her family and stuff. And it was so cute. And I was like, I'm
Oh,
following you.
I love that. That is
Yeah.
so
So
cool.
we'll post about her on our Instagram stories as we do with all the feminist highlights. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah. So, yeah, that'll be really cool. Go follow us. All right.
All
We're getting
right.
into Healing Girl Summer.
Healing Girl Summer.
I will let you kick it off.
Okay. Um, this is still very fresh for me. So, but like the reason I want to talk about this is because for one, people know already. And two, like a lot of things have happened that I need to talk about this
Mhm.
in order for like other things about our lives to make sense.
Yeah.
So I'm really sorry if I start crying. I honestly thought I was going to be okay, but right now I'm like kind of feeling emotional
No,
about
it
it.
is totally okay.
Um I am currently going through a divorce, and it has been the hardest time in my life. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
I
Take
really
your
thought I
time.
was going to be okay. But it's been the hardest time in my life, and my mental health is like the worst it's ever been. And so I'm like having to go through all that too. Um, but I wanted to tell that on the podcast because we have a lot of things that have happened with us that we want to talk about on here.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I was to just start talking about that with you, like people would be kind of confused because this is like a huge thing that's happening.
Right.
Um, but that is like the main reason it's Healing Girl Summer is because like literally I am like trying to heal from this huge trauma that's going on and will continue to heal from it. So that is like the biggest change in my life that's going on right now. And I right now do not want to give any more details on like why, when, what happened. I don't want to talk about any of that because it's honestly nobody's business.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it is super, super hard. So that is what's going on with me.
Yeah, honestly, like, I mean, me being here firsthand and like seeing you go through all this, it is really heartbreaking because I know it's really hard. Or I can understand that it's really hard.
Yeah.
But you are really strong. And so, like, for all of the listeners out there, like, you're going through such an incredibly hard time, but you have so much grace. And I know that you don't feel like it, but you are just so strong and such a good example. And I know that all of the listeners support you. You have so many people around you that support you and love you. And that doesn't make it easier, but, you know.
Yeah. No, thank you. I mean, it doesn't make it easier, but like it is nice because like I am like living back at home. So like I have a family here.
Mhm.
Like I still have my own space in the basement. Like it really is okay. It's
Mhm.
just like like my therapist keeps telling me like it will come in waves because it's literally like I'm grieving my relationship and my marriage.
Yeah.
So it really is just like up and down and like it'll hit me like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I would imagine, like, just with any trauma, it can just hit you, like, you could feel really great, and then all of a sudden, like, the lowest that you've ever felt, so.
yeah, and like I was feeling okay. I honestly would say I was like feeling fine about it. Um and then we had our initial status conference for the court, like
Mhm.
literally the last day we were in New York.
Yeah.
So like you were there with me, but like you were so nice. Like I was telling my therapist, her name's Kelsey. I was telling Kelsey, yeah, I was
Kelsey!
like literally like I should I say that?
I think that's
Okay.
fine.
Um, I was telling her like I was fine and like I was hoping that it was over the phone. So like I was hoping it would be like 15 minutes. We would go over things and I'd be done.
Mhm.
Literally the second I heard my soon to be ex-husband's voice, literally I started crying and like I shut down and you came in and like took all the notes for me and stuff, but like I like it was such a low moment and like I was like blowing my nose into the pillowcase because I had nothing else. I know in the moment you were
Aw.
like, "Girl, come on."
No, I
But like
literally was not. I was not.
but like literally I was like, "I have nothing else." Like this is like such a low moment for me, but
I was in
whatever.
my mind, I was trying to take notes and also trying to figure out where a freaking tissue box was. I did not think anything else,
Yeah,
trust me.
okay. Anyway, so like that was really hard and like ever since then honestly it's been kind of like rough, but
Mhm.
um we do have like some other things that we want to talk about
Mhm.
that needed to be said first.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's the biggest
yeah, that's the biggest
update.
thing. Okay, sorry. I need to like reset.
No, it's totally okay.
Okay, so honestly, like the other big thing that is going on in both of our lives is we have been talking about moving,
Mhm.
and it's been kind of up and down with that too. And we were like set on moving end of August, and then we were in New York. Was it when we were in New York?
Yeah, it was the last day because our Uber to the airport was like
Oh my
$100, and then we
gosh.
had to stay extra, and then, we
Yep.
wanted to go out and do something that weekend. And
Yeah.
I was like, I don't like I need to save money. I'm not going to go out. And it was this whole debate, and then we both came to the conclusion, which I think you had already come to the conclusion,
Yeah.
but it was more me. We both were like, "You know what? Let's push it back. There's no need to rush it. We'll push it back." So we are pushing it back to another date, but we are really excited.
Yeah, we like had applied to an apartment. We were gonna move. We were gonna move to Texas,
Mhm.
somewhere in Texas, and we had an apartment picked out and stuff, and we were really, really excited.
And now we're kinda rethinking
We're
Texas.
yeah, we're kind of rethinking Texas
We
for
want our
several reasons.
rights,
Yeah.
but it's cheap.
Yeah, so it is cheaper. Um, but anyway, that is like one of the big things because like we do want to move,
Mhm.
and the apartment we were looking at, there were 2 bedrooms and there was a really, really great space for a studio. And so we were
Mhm.
getting excited about that.
Yeah.
But we did decide to just kind of save money.
Yeah.
We have a roof over our heads. Mom and dad are super generous and great and letting
Mhm.
us stay here. So there's no rush,
Yeah.
honestly. But we have talked about it a lot.
Yeah. I think it's like it's also valuable to be surrounded by people who aren't gonna judge you, who are gonna love you, like, and who are gonna support. And
Yeah.
it's, when I moved back, it was actually a year ago yesterday that I moved back, like after
Okay.
being out at
That's a
school.
long time,
Yeah, it was a long
especially when
time.
you've been out on your own for a while.
Yeah, but when I moved back, like I obviously was like, I don't want to be stressed about money. I don't want to have
Mhm.
to worry about like all this stuff. Like I need to go back home because I know I'm not going to have to pay rent. I know I'm going to be surrounded by people who love me, like, and that was the lowest point in my life. So
Mhm.
there is benefit to just being here, not having
Yeah.
to worry about
Yeah.
paying rent, like just
And honestly, I feel like it works out the way it was supposed to, like, because what you're gonna get into, like, that is coinciding with this timeline, and, like,
right.
me, like, I don't know if it would be the best thing for me to move before
Mhm.
my divorce is even finalized,
Right.
and before I'm, like, kind of starting to heal from it, so I think it actually is working out well.
I think so too. Yeah, there's a lot of moving pieces that even just in this short timeline that we
Mhm.
decided we're not going to move until later. There's a lot of things that have come up that I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, this
This
is
is making
good.
sense,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so take your turn,
Okay.
spill.
Are we gonna like just switch off? I guess.
Um,
I don't know. Okay, I'll
well, yeah,
I'll
you
say mine.
yeah.
My biggest thing right now is for a year now I've been dealing with a lot of just like a lot of issues. I don't really know if it's interesting to get into.
Yeah, yeah, I mean
Okay, so for about actually it's been like a year, because it was right when I moved back here. Um, I was like super dizzy all the time. I always had vertigo, like the room was spinning. Um, Getting on a plane made it so much worse, like getting in a
mhm.
car. Like I was just like constantly motion sick and it was just progressively getting worse and worse and worse. And so I started this whole, I guess, journey of like seeing doctors for it last August. It's been a long
Yeah,
time.
that's a long time.
Yeah. And like the first doctor that I saw, she was terrible and made me think that I was just being dramatic. And luckily mom was there and mom was like,
We're not doing that.
yeah. But so like, I was seeing some doctors, like some specialists, whatever. Um, and I got a diagnosis a few days ago, which is good for me because I feel like I now have a starting point.
Mhm.
I got diagnosed with vestibular migraines, and it doesn't affect very many people in the world.
Say how many it affects.
It affects like 3% of people.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, I love that. But yeah, so
Well, can I just say one thing? Because
yeah.
I remember, like, through this past year, you're like, "Maybe it is just migraines," and, like, you'd, like, talk to us in the family and stuff and be like, "I just don't know, like, this is how I'm feeling, and I know something's wrong," but, like,
Mhm.
nobody seems to have answers for me,
Yeah.
and so I think it is a relief that you have a diagnosis, like,
Uh-huh.
it's shown on an MRI, like, you're not
Mhm.
crazy at all.
Yeah, like I did an MRI and I did another like big test that really showed that as well.
Mhm.
Um, and so yeah, I don't know. I do feel good knowing that I have a diagnosis because it's been a year now.
It's a long
And
time.
it's a long time of like basically like I constantly throughout the day feel lightheaded, dizzy, motion sick, feel like the room is spinning or
Mhm.
have a migraine or headache. And, like, I don't wanna sound like I'm being like, I don't know,
You're
like, I don't
not
wanna
being
sound like a
dramatic
baby.
though. No.
But yeah, like, that's basically how it is for me all the
Yeah.
time, and it'll come in waves, but it'll come in, like, tiny spurts all throughout the day, and it'll hit me for, like, a minute, and then I'll be fine, and then it'll hit me for a day and a half, where
Mhm.
I'm just constantly like that. And so apparently, like, it's basically like symptoms of migraines 24/7, but you don't necessarily have to have a headache to have those symptoms. But it's
Mhm.
like the aura, like everything, like you constantly feel like that, but you don't actively have a headache or a migraine all the time. You just have the symptoms. And
That
so
sucks.
yeah, but basically, like, I'm really excited because there's a very extensive diet that I have to follow, and, like, so I'm seeing a nutritionist next week to get a diet plan going, because I am plant-based, and I'm not the greatest at, like, planning meals, and, like, I'm not the best plant-based eater. So, I'm seeing a nutritionist to help me with that, and then I also have to eliminate a crap ton of food.
Yeah, literally.
It's, like, the most random things, like
Yeah, but it's also, like, soda and
mhm.
pizza and stuff. It's, like, things that, like, you like to eat.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of stuff, but hopefully the nutritionist can help me come up with a plan,
Mhm.
and all of the things that I'm supposed to eliminate, you eliminate them for like 6 months and then slowly reintroduce and see what is a trigger. But my hope is that cuz I started a new medication, and so my hope is that I rely on medication for a little bit until I can get it under control and I don't feel sick all the time.
Mhm.
And then I'm doing this like vestibular physical therapy that's gonna get set up in a few weeks, which is really interesting.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so I'm doing physical therapy for it and then my diet, and I'm hoping that eventually I can just manage the condition because it's lifelong, there's no cure. So I hope that I can just manage it with physical therapy and diet and eventually not have to be on medication. So, I don't know,
Yeah.
like, I really am hopeful. It does suck, and, like, it kind of has come in waves, like, "Okay, I have a diagnosis, but now I'm stressed because, like, what am I supposed to eat? I don't
Exactly.
wanna
Yep.
do something to trigger a migraine," but overall, I think it is good. I'm excited for the future because 'cause I'm excited. I think I will feel better eventually.
Yeah, and I think it's cool that, like, you do have the resources to be able to manage it, like, you're
Right.
gonna meet with the dietitian, the
Mhm.
nutritionist, whatever,
Mhm.
and, like, I didn't even know PT for that was a thing, that's
I didn't
really
either.
cool.
Yeah, I was trying to look it up, and it seems really interesting. Like, I don't know, like I don't people who know me, I don't take medication that often.
Mhm.
And so I love that there's natural ways that I can alleviate it. And I know that I'm not going to be on medication for the rest of my life, which makes me feel really great. So,
Yeah, and you also know, like, certain things that provoke it,
mhm.
so, like, you can try and avoid those things.
Yeah, like bright lights and loud noises. So the club
Mhm.
was not a good place for me.
I'm so sorry.
I didn't even think about it, but yeah, like I know it's gonna be a big lifestyle change, but there's certain things that I will just change up, and I think that I'll be on the road to, like, feeling better,
Yeah,
so
and it'll be trial and error,
yeah.
but it is nice to have a diagnosis for sure.
Yeah, and I'm really lucky that, like that was the other thing that kind of fell into place with moving. These specialists, you have to schedule it for months out. So, like, I have had this
Right.
neurology appointment that I had this week. I've had that scheduled for 3 months,
Mhm.
and my follow-up is in September because that was the soonest I could get
Right,
in.
and we would have already been gone.
Yeah, we would have been
Yeah.
gone, and I would have had to establish care, like, it would just would have been crazy. So, that's one of the things that fell into place, and also, like, these doctors are not cheap, so
Mm-mm.
not having to pay rent is really nice right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and we are also, like, me especially, like, through this whole process, I'm, like, getting back on my feet financially, like, just me. So, like, I'm, like, gonna be financially independent,
mhm.
which I really like, and, like, dad has been helping me, like, with, like, investing and, like, setting up accounts, and, like, I opened my own credit card and stuff. So, like, it's been going really, really well on that front
Yeah,
too, and, like, I feel like you have also made an effort to, like, manage our finances better, or at least, like, get on
a
some
better
sort
track.
yeah, yeah, because 'cause I'm not gonna say, like, "We never spend money," like, no, 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 no,
No,
no.
no, no, we have an issue.
Yeah, we do. We have, like, a major issue with that, but, like, at least, like, I know where I want to be
Mhm.
and what I need to do to get there.
No, I totally agree. I think it's, like it's the perfect time to take baby steps, and
Mhm,
also, like, there are certain things that you haven't been able to do the past few years. Go have fun, go let loose, don't have a care in the world, like
mhm, which I have been.
yeah, like, it just do whatever makes you happy and figure out yourself. And I think that that is so much easier when you don't have to pay rent and you have the support of your family, and like,
Exactly.
like it is really nice. So I think it'll be good.
Yeah, it's been a lot of good has come from it, but, like, there's definitely, like, I feel like every time I go to therapy, it's just like, "Great, this is another thing that got brought up," or,
Hmm.
it's like which is what therapy's for, but
Well, kind of on that note with therapy, I had therapy on Tuesday, and then I got an email from my therapist, which I actually really love her. Like, she's like my
yeah,
favorite
I love my
person.
therapist too.
I literally love her. So if she's listening, shout out to her. But she emailed me and was like, "Hey, I think it'd be beneficial to have one session per week instead of like once every 3 weeks." And I'm like, "Oh, great! I'm doing worse."
But honestly, like, I feel like even when I don't feel like I need therapy, like, I'll still
Hmm.
go once a week or
Right.
once every 2 weeks. Like, I do think it's just good
No, I
maintenance.
think it is too.
It's
And
hilarious though.
yeah, she was like, "I think it would be like easier because then we could learn more coping skills, whatever." And I'm like,
Right.
"No, I don't disagree with you."
Yeah.
But it was so funny. I was like, "Oh, okay."
Okay.
But yeah, okay. So those are the two probably biggest life updates.
Yeah. And with the moving,
Yeah,
so
with
3.
moving, 3.
Yeah. I have another thing. I started an internship for this summer semester, and I
Ooh.
started in beginning of June, and it's going really, really well so far. And I get to work remotely from home. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I work on my internship at home. And
Mhm.
then Tuesday, Thursday, I'm still doing my normal job as a CNA. So I have a good balance. But it's made me really want to just get a remote job
Yeah.
because it's awesome.
It is awesome, and it's fun because on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, those are the days that I work right
Right.
now.
So we get to work together.
Yeah, I mean, we work in separate areas and everything, but we're on the same schedule.
Yeah.
So it's nice, like, we've been working out after work a
Hmm.
lot lately, so it's like, okay, right when we get off at 5, you wanna leave at 5:15 and go to the gym, like, we're
Yeah.
on the same schedule,
It's
so
really nice.
it is really nice. And I'm glad that the internship has been going well. Obviously, like, it's really nice to work from home,
Yeah.
and it's a really great company, so it's awesome.
Yeah. I'm like hoping it leads somewhere, but if not, like I'm getting really good experience and I'm
Oh,
learning a
yeah.
lot and it's something different
Mhm.
than what I've been doing. So,
Yeah, just change it up. I think that's great.
yeah.
Well, another update for me is that I got approved for graduation. My
Yay.
associates.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Still a big deal.
Yeah. So I'm actually 2.5 weeks out. I have 2.5 weeks left, and then I will have my associates. And I'm taking a year off, just a gap year,
Hmm.
and then gonna go back and get my bachelor's. And I didn't want to take a year off, but just with everything going on, it just makes the most sense. And honestly, like with all of the Roe v. Wade stuff going on, it's been super triggering with my own situation.
Right. I can
Um,
imagine.
yeah, and so like I feel like that's also coming up now, and it's like I don't know, like I just realized like I'm 20,
Hmm.
you're 22 now.
Now,
Um, but like we're really young, and I'm at a point in my life where like I feel really happy. I feel like I'm taking really good care of myself, and I have recognized the value of like actually taking care of yourself. And one
hmm
of those things is like, you know what? Like I know it's going to be hard to go back to school after
hmm
I take a year off, but I feel like I need that right now, and I need to listen to myself, and I need to take care of myself. So I'm going to do that.
you would rather take a year off and do well when you get back
Mhm.
instead of like dragging your feet in it, which is what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
But like I do think if you feel like that's the best decision for you, listen to yourself.
Right. And I do think it is
Yeah.
because like I've been in school. Did I do fall off? I don't even know how long I've been here anymore.
It's all
um
running together.
yeah, it really is. But I am in like summer classes obviously because my semester ends soon. So, I don't know, I've just been in school nonstop, and when you're like going on vacation and you have to do homework like beforehand and get prepped. I don't know, it's just a lot, and it's really draining, and so I'm excited to take a year off.
Yeah, and like at least you'll get your associates, so it's
Yeah.
easier to transfer as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's the other
not a bad
reason.
idea.
Yeah, I really just wanted to get out of BYU, Idaho,
Mm-hmm.
because that's obviously been the worst experience for me.
Very toxic.
Yeah, very toxic. So I think that's also going to be closing a chapter of
Mm-hmm.
literally my trauma. And I can be done with that school. I can move forward. And I just think it'll feel so good. Like, honestly, like when I submit my last assignment, I will probably cry tears of joy because this school has just been the freaking worst for me. And there's
Mm-hmm.
been good things that came out of it, but I'm just so excited to be done. So that's a huge thing. Like, I'll get my degree and
Yep.
I'll be set
It'll be
until
great.
I have to go back.
Yeah. So when will you actually graduate? Because BYUI's semesters are different. Like you're on the spring track right now,
Yeah,
right?
technically, because it's
Yeah.
quarters. So the semester ends on July 21st.
Okay. Less than a month.
It's 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. So, um, okay, the semester technically ends then, but that's when grades are posted. So it ends
Okay.
a little bit earlier. But yeah, I cannot wait. I'm so excited. And I can't wait to also go to a school that just has like the 3 semesters,
Yeah, for
the
real.
trimesters,
The normal
or
schedule?
yeah, the normal schedule, because I can't handle this. It's so hard. Like, it's a normal semester to be going until July. Excuse me?
Yeah, it's
And
not.
they have a summer semester after this. It's like from the last week of July to the beginning of September.
It's crazy. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't understand that.
yeah, it's rough. But anyways, that is like my other big life update.
Yeah, that'll be really exciting.
Mhm.
I hate to like try and overshadow you. I swear
No.
I'm not, but
No,
like
you're
I
not.
also applied for graduation because I'm going to be graduating in December.
And you will be graduating with your
Yeah,
bachelor's.
bachelor's in healthcare management. Great. um we've already talked about my crisis with that, but I am really really excited to graduate.
Mhm.
Very very excited.
I can't wait for you to like get your
I
pictures.
know. Mom was like, "Oh, you're doing pictures again?" I was like, "Yeah. Graduating college."
Yeah, everyone does
Duh.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Ugh, I can't wait. Honestly, like that is so exciting. And I think that'll also be a really big accomplishment after a really hard year.
Mhm.
And you've been in school for a while. So
It
like
feels like it, but I've been in school. This is my 4th year. It just feels like it's been forever.
it does feel like it's been
Yeah.
forever. So yeah, I think that'll just be really nice. You graduate in December, you'll get your degree, and it'll also kind of be like closing that chapter moving forward. And I'm really excited for you.
Thank you.
Can't
Yeah,
wait.
so we have a lot going on. It doesn't really sound like it, I guess, because it's
Those
like
are really
only a
big
few things, but
things.
like a lot. Like my thing is like really affecting a lot of other things in my life, so it's a lot.
It is a lot. Yeah, like I think that's all there is to say. It's
Yeah,
a lot.
it's a lot.
So, I think just take this time, like for all the listeners, I'm sure that as we were talking about the things that are going on in our lives, you guys are thinking about everything going on in your lives as well. So just make sure that you're taking the time and honestly doing self care. Like for me, I touched on this last episode, but I have been obsessed with the gym.
Mhm.
And that's what's been keeping me really sane. Like, I have just been working out. And even if I go and one day I feel like doing a treadmill workout where I'm just walking because I can't run. So, like, I'm literally walking at a fast speed incline and I'm breaking a sweat. Like, I feel so good.
Yeah, I think that's great.
So, yeah, do your self care. I don't know if there's anything new that you've kind of discovered that you like doing.
I've taken walks more. That was the other thing that's kind of making this whole situation harder is Jared and I got a dog together and he's my baby. He was my baby. But obviously like I took him when we separated and he just as a puppy had a lot of energy and
Hmm.
with everybody working from home like it was just a lot and I slash the family like did not have the capacity to take care of him like he needed to be. I'm talking like going on multiple walks every day, dog park every day, like that kind of stuff to try and like keep him tired out.
Hmm.
And so I rehomed him a couple nights ago,
Hmm.
which was really sad, but he's going to a great couple and he's been with them since before we left for New York. And so like I know he's in good hands, but that is just like making this whole thing worse, like just adding to it. But I have been going on walks and it's been really really nice like just by myself. I have a
Hmm.
new playlist I made that I
Oh, I
put
love
on.
that.
Um And I have been journaling more. And honestly, like I've just been like giving myself grace and just like taking things one thing at a time. Because my therapist keeps saying like there's no handbook for this and like there's no right or wrong way to go about things. And so she's like, just try and trust yourself and like take care of yourself. So that's what I've
I
been
think
trying to
that's
do.
great. I think that's a really great way to end the episode. Some great advice from your therapist.
Thanks.
But that can be applied to everyone's lives. So kind of take that piece of advice, apply it how you want to apply it, and just remember to take care of yourself and support everyone around you. You know, as men and women, we can all just do our best to support everyone. Just love people. Just lend a shoulder to cry on or just an ear to listen. You know, like just be there for people. And that's really hard when you have a lot going on for yourself. But it is really nice if you can be there for someone.
Yeah.
And so if you need someone to talk to, slide into our DMs.
Yeah, always. We're always open. Follow us on Instagram at Real Talk About Feminism Pod, as well as TikTok, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And I think that's it.
Yeah, honestly, we got some new lighting. So we have some really great lighting in our studio. So definitely go check that out on the YouTube channel. And I think it is kind of fun to switch it up every once in a while and just watch. So do that. And also, if you guys love our podcast or even just slightly enjoy it, then please leave us a rating or a review. You can leave a rating on Spotify, and most of our listeners are on Spotify. So you just click whatever star rating, 5-star.
5 stars. You hear that? 5 stars.
Yeah, you just click whatever star you want to give us, and then it's super easy. You literally just tap it, and it says, "Thanks for your rating." And then on Apple Podcasts, you can scroll all the way down and leave a rating and a review and give us a little message. And honestly, it makes our day when we read those.
Yeah, it's so sweet.
It's really sweet.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
if you're a repeat listener, like if you listen to every episode or like most of our episodes, like we would really, really appreciate it if you would just take 5 seconds to leave a rating and a review.
Yeah, because it does boost our show, and it also lets us know that people like the topics that we're talking about and the content that we're putting out for you guys each week. So, yeah, definitely go and do that if you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye.